Hey everybody, Curtis is here with more Empires and Allies. Now, I invite you to watch this video all the way through today because watching me and watching me play the game may help you learn something about the game. You never know. Now, today we are going to specifically talk about countering the Viper. And I'm not talking about an enemy's defensive Viper. I'm talking about countering an enemy's offensive Viper. In other words, an enemy attacks, they deploy a Viper, and your defenses have to deal with it. Now, there are several ways you can try to deal with a Viper, and a lot of them are going to fail because they can be worked around. And in fact, all ways can be worked around. So all I can really give you here are going to be some very general guidelines for countering the Viper. Now, first, let's actually discuss what the Viper is and its strengths and its weaknesses. Now, first of all, Viper has a range that is 1 pixel or one grid further than a dome thel laser, and that's maximum snipe range. Maximum snipe range is right outside this white line where a dome thel cannot reach it. Now, which is also why, you know, Zynga devs, if you guys are watching, I would suggest maybe giving the Viper a slight nerf to maximum snipe range so that the Viper must stand right in the white line and get aggroed by a thel laser, so that there's just a tiny bit more, you know, just a tiny bit more viability to defending against the Viper. Now, also the Viper has around half the HP that the Colossus does, so this means that the Viper is much more fragile. And so you have to, this is the thing you have to take advantage of the most, is that the Viper is more fragile. So obviously defensive buildings are not going to be the Viper's weakness, because the Viper outranges them all. All defensive buildings are worthless in the eyes of the Viper because they cannot reach and touch the Viper. Now, so the Viper's obvious weakness here are rally flag troops. Specifically, spiders and tanks. Now, stealth tanks in the wake of the Colossus and the Viper, stealth tanks have become a non-viable source of base defense. They're just not viable anymore. And this also applies to commandos. Unfortunately, commandos take too much splash damage from a Colossus, and the Viper's special ability also splashes, which means that commandos are no good against the Viper also. So this leaves only a couple viable rally flag troops that are going to be able to take care of them. Now, also, the Apache isn't that viable either, but Apaches are pretty decent if they are backing up your own defensive Colossus or Viper. So keep that in mind. Apache's no good on their own, but if they are backing up a Colossus or a Viper, then they're okay. Because the Apaches can take down vehicles and Rangers pretty easily. So, but otherwise, you know, they're not very good on their own. I haven't had a chance to test out long-range missile carriers against because I just can't. I can't use them. You know, if I can't deploy them, then I can't use them, and I can't do anything with them. And obviously, I don't know anything about hunters or how good they would be, because obviously I cannot use them. But as far as it goes, the Viper is most vulnerable against spider drones, as the Viper is a vehicle, and it takes the bonus damage from spider drones. So keep that in mind. And of course, being a vehicle means that the Viper is vulnerable to the shots from the tanks, which means tanks do a little bit more damage. And tanks do have a lot of hit points when they are leveled up properly. So therefore, the Viper can't just one-shot them. It'll take 2-3 shots at long range to take care of tanks. Again, like I said, stealth tanks, these are worthless. Because number one, the Viper is immune to the EMP shots from the stealth tank. And so therefore, the Viper will just turn on them and kill them. The explosion damage is okay, but it doesn't do enough. So, stealth tanks, worthless. I don't even use them anymore. I decided that they are no good. Now, next, the other building, your railgun. You need to keep your railgun upgraded and have a strike force on it at all times. Because the railgun is, I think it's the only one. Yeah, the railgun is the only defense that actually can not outrange, but match the Viper's range. And so if it can lock on the Viper, then the Viper can start taking some massive damage. But usually your railgun is going to be a primary target. And that goes for your metal rains as well. I believe the metal rains can reach the Viper at maximum range, just barely. But still, the metal rains are not that great because they don't do that much damage against, you know, high HP targets. So, how would you use... There are several ways to use your defensive troops to counter the Viper. One way is to take your rally flags and just put them at the corner of each corner of your base, like so. And then you'll take the other 2 rally flags and put them in the middle of, you know, in between like this, and you will have your rally flag troops and set them all to, you know, patrol, and they will patrol the, you know, the outer rim of your base, of your map, rather. This is counterable, though, because your opponents can just go ahead and deploy their Rangers and take care of the spiders. So, in my opinion, it is a little bit more viable to try and keep your troops, your rally flag troops, inside your base and keep them on a less divergent pathing, if you can.
Locked and loaded.
And the enemy Viper, and if the enemy Viper aggroes them, they will get into the Viper's face, and this is where the Viper's weakness comes in, is that the Viper has a minimum firing range for its sniping attack. So once they get into this minimum firing range, the Viper has to use its little machine gun attack, which doesn't put out as much DPS. In fact, it puts out probably way like a quarter of it, it seems, so maybe a third. But it doesn't put out enough DPS to take out single targets very fast. So you want to be able to get your spiders and your tanks into the Viper's face as humanly fast as possible. So remember that. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you a battle that just happened that I won. Enemy deployed a Viper, and before we do that, though, we're going to visit this guy, see what his base is and stuff. Well, he's stealthed. Level 8 War Factory, level 12 for towers. Concealed defense. I can't tell if he's just rushed or if he's like a level 15 base. Let me go ahead and get closer here. Yeah, I just can't tell if he's rushed or if he's a level 15 base. So let's go ahead and see what exactly he did and why he lost this battle. Oops. I hit retaliate. That's not replay, that's replay. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what exactly happened. First, he deployed an X-250 gunship on me. And he is targeting the crap. Hold on, I'm gonna get in closer. He's targeting the crap out of my Viper and other defenses.
Commencing attack run.
So he put a number on my Viper right off the bat. And my Viper is still alive, just barely. Let's see what he does. He deploys his Viper right at the edge, which this is what's going to happen no matter what. Your enemy is going to deploy their Viper at the furthest range, and he killed my Viper with the airstrikes. But as you see though, my spiders got all up in his Viper's face, and his Viper is having trouble taking care of the spiders, which he deployed his troops afterwards to defend his Viper. Which this is what you want. You want them to deploy their troops to defend their Viper. Now he's got medevacs, so I think he's his base is very rushed. But as you see though, he spent all of his command points trying to take care of my Viper and my railgun, and so therefore he doesn't have enough command points to do much else. But as you see, my tanks though are doing their job, and they're doing it very well. And his Viper goes down because my defending troops got in its face. My defending troops got up in its minimum firing range and did not allow it to snipe any more buildings. This is the weakness, the main weakness of the Viper right now. Like I said, I do suggest to the Zynga devs that the Viper do have some counterplay besides defending troops, as defending troops are very fragile and can be countered. So the only like real nerf I suggest is that the Viper's range just ever so slightly be nerfed so that it can be aggro a dome. Just a Thel dome. And in fact, I would also suggest if you're going to nerf the Viper's maximum snipe range, that you apply that nerf as a buff to the Viper's special ability. So just increase the Viper's maximum range on its special ability just as much as you nerfed its maximum snipe range, which would, I think, would, balance out properly. Now, but that is it. I mean, this is what I wanted to show you guys. That's how you can possibly take down a Viper that is attacking you. Again, though, one of the biggest things, though, the biggest suggestion I am going to make here is that you upgrade your defenses as much as you can. If you are in HQ 17, your artilleries should be level 16, your domes should be level 17, your guard towers should be level 17. Let's make sure. Sometimes they're one level ahead. Your Patriots should be upgraded all the way. Metal Rains and Railgun upgraded all the way. If your defenses are not maxed out, you are just a huge sitting target. This is something I make, very, very clear in a lot of the videos I make, is that you will be a huge target if you are rushed. And it becomes that much easier for a Viper or a Colossus to walk in and destroy all your defenses easily. So, that's my opinion. I hope it helped you guys out. And as always, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with your friends. And thank you so much for watching all the way through. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.